Hi, welcome to How to Repair. This video is on how a condenser tumble dryer works and how to diagnose any problem that you have with your machine and how to find the fault. This type of tumble dryer works on the principle of evaporating the water from the clothes, then condensing it on the condenser plate and then pumping it out of the machine. This is achieved using two different airflows. One flows through the machine over the condensing plate and then out of the machine again. The other airflow is heated and constantly circulates through the machine, evaporating the water from the clothing. The vapour condenses on the condenser plate, turns back into water and then is pumped into a collection tray or could be pumped out of the machine. This whole process depends on temperature differential. A good tip: a condenser tumble dryer usually is more efficient actually working in a cooler room. The air flows through from the back of the machine through the clothing and then passes through this filter. These filters need to be cleaned after every load. The air then passes down through the condenser plate through the tubes running from the front to the back. The other airflow runs across the tubes running from right to left. The efficiency of the machine relies on you cleaning the filter and the condensing plate on a regular basis. These condensers have tubes that allow the warm air to circulate from front to back and the cooler air to run across the plate. This allows the warm moist air to condense against the cooled plates. These need to be well maintained and all fluff and debris needs to be removed on a regular basis. A good tip: as this is not an electrical part, you could take it outside and give it a thorough clean with a hosepipe. Whatever make and machine you have, the condensing plate is pretty much the same. It might be slightly different in design, but it's very important to clear all the way down, both directions of the pipe. If you see the seals are worn or coming apart, it's worth replacing them, as this will make the machine much more efficient, allowing the air to flow in its correct direction. Right, now I've explained about the condensing unit, we'll move on to the heating system. The heating system is something that can fail. You have thermostats, normally 3 or 4 on these condenser dryers, and a heating block which consists of 2 elements for high and low settings. The other 2 thermostats are normally located on the tubes or air ducts. So the air is drawn in here through the bottom, is pushed over the element, past the 2 thermostats and into the machine. This element block has 2 elements for high and low settings, so if one fails your machine wouldn't be as efficient, so this is a common problem with some tumble dryers. Then it passes over the 2 thermostats and back into the machine. The other thermostats could be located somewhere on the ducting where the air flows. Now this is the pump unit. These vary from manufacturer to manufacturer, but on this machine the pump pumps the water up the white tube to the reservoir at the top. If the reservoir ever gets full, it then allows the water to flow back down to the reservoir, activating the pump and therefore starting the process again. If it runs too long, then it would time out and an empty light would come on the machine. You can see more videos at our website on how to service and maintain these pump units. Another common problem with all tumble dryers is due to the nature of the machine collecting a lot of dust and customers overloading the machine. If a tumble dryer ever gets noisy, you need to catch this fault straight away, as the bearings wear. This example that I'm going to show you here is from a machine which was left too long, where a simple part could have been replaced which would have only cost a few pounds. The customer ended up having to replace the whole drum assembly, where the bearing collapsed and wore away the shaft. Again, at the front of the machine there are pads. These also need changing from time to time. Different manufacturers have different designs, but my tip is catch the fault early. Now we'll look at the motor drive assembly, which drives the belt that turns the drum. The belt is one of the most common failures on all tumble dryers, followed by the motor capacitor or the heating system. Here you can see the motor that turns the belt, which is started by the capacitor. A common fault that you will get is you hear a humming noise. The bearings sometimes can get noisy due to dust buildup, and also the pulley wheel can get noisy and fail. Now we'll look at the door assembly, which is held with a catch, but on this machine it has a pin that activates a switch, which allows the machine to work when the door is shut and stops the machine when the door is open. It's quite rare for this to fail, but on occasions they do. Now that I've shown you the basic workings of a condenser dryer, the one thing I'd like to share with you all is catching faults early and also stripping the machine and hoovering it out occasionally will prolong the life of the machine dramatically. Detailed tutorials and videos can be found at our website for all tumble dryer repairs. You will also find any parts you need at the website by putting in your model number. I hope you found this video helpful, and remember, you can always buy us a beer by clicking on the link above. Thanks very much indeed for watching.